Hello and welcome back to RC Icons. So in this video, a channel donation, a very special one. So you guys know that I'm in my temporary studio and there's going to be all kinds of background noise, so I apologize for that up front. But if you're a long-term follower of the channel, you'll know that I am absolutely in love with Fords, primarily Ford trucks, but I am an through and through Ford guy. Now you can make fun of me all you want in the comments, found on road dead. I get it. I've heard it all. It's not going to change it for me. I have a ton of Ford RCs, but the one that really kind of hits home for me, and you long-term followers know, is the 73 Bronco from Tamiya on the CR01 chassis. So you guys saw me bring in the CR01 Land Cruiser, I think it was, the red one, which is an absolutely epic kit in its own right. All the CR01 cars slash trucks, because they're all trucks, but they're all pretty kick-ass looking. Even the Rock Soccer looks good. And that one's the cheapest, to be honest. You can pick them up in the US for like $240 to $280. The Land Cruiser will cost you approaches $400 in the US. The Unimog you can pick up cheap. That's more in the, like, same as the Rock Soccer. But the one that Tamiya discontinued, and I have absolutely no understanding why, because they have the 73 Bronco now on the CC02 as of this year. That's why they redid the body. You guys saw me bring in a clear body set couple of months ago, and then you saw me bring in the blue painted body set. It's blue and white I found on Bai. Just to save myself some time, really. I mean, it was like, you know what, now I can put that chassis together, throw the body on, and it's done in one video, and I don't have to, and it allows me another body to mess with later, to really take my time with it and do it how I want. But it all kind of stems from, and I like digressing, I don't understand why Tamiya doesn't do the CR01 Bronco anymore. It's not going to cannibalize sales. It's not like it's going to take sales away from the CC02 Bronco. But if you find that kit, people want, $700 for that one, right? And it's asinine. You can put it together for way less. And you can even still get, so the Bronco came with a different set of tires. They're called like Cliff Claw or something, or Cliffhanger tires. So they have a different pattern than like the Rock Soccer and the Land Cruiser. Real aggressive looking, cool looking. But you can still find those tires. They're on eBay for like $12. I bought a full set for when I do that build. But Adam at Adam's Playground had bought some posters from the Larry Zabotny auction. Now there was 2 of those Bronco kits in the Larry auction. I remember bidding on them, and they went like $500 or so. And at the time, like, I saw the truck, but I wasn't in love with it yet. Like, I didn't know it was the crawler chassis. I was like, wow, that's a nice body, and didn't know a whole lot about the kit because I'm learning every day, just like a lot of you guys are. But then once I researched it and found out what the kit was, and that it was a crawler, and that's why it looked so kind of badass up in the air, springs showing, like the whole 9 yards. But Tamiya had done these promotional posters years ago, and Larry had a couple. So Adam sent me, he had gotten doubles. So he had sent me this poster, and this is absolutely getting framed and put up in the new studio. And when I build that truck, it's going to be sitting like in a display with this poster. But this poster kind of like started the quest of me trying to put that truck together. Found the Land Cruiser kit on Bai. I think I paid $218 for that kit, which to me is a Bai bargain. I mean, like I said, in the US they're $400. So even by the time it shipped, I was nowhere near what that kit would have cost me in the States. And then I found the body set and then the tires and blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm in the Northeast, and some of my subscribers are somewhat local to me. I've got one that's 45 minutes north of me. I've got one that's 45 minutes south of me. So the one that's south of me, Jamie, he races at my local hobby shop. Now, Hobby Etc's in Manchester, New Hampshire, they have a huge footprint in the hobby on eBay with regular parts, but they are also, I'm not going to say affiliated, they actually own Hot Racing. So they have a pretty strong piece of pie in the RC market for modern day stuff, but they also have a lot of vintage parts. And they are smart. Their product line is everything and anything. So you can buy Tamiya stuff there, Kyosho stuff there, Low C, everything, but I don't think they have Traxxas, but they sell Traxxas parts. I know that. So they really have, a very wide variety of stuff. So they're on eBay. Fast RC Parts is them. Liquid RC is them. RC Express, I think, is them. So there's like 4 or 5 different companies that they're affiliated with that they're actually like the distributor for. So yeah, they've got a footprint. But I got an email from Jamie and I felt bad. He sent it July 3rd. I left something at the hobby shop for you. Now, Hobby Etc. also has a track. The state championships are held at that track. Unbelievable track. Dan, the owner of the hobby shop and the track, does an awesome job. Not only with the shop and with the online sales and with Hot Racing, but promoting the track, having races. So just a great community of guys down there. All the guys that work down there, super, super cool and nice. I'm actually going to head down there with a bunch of swag and give a bunch of the guys some shirts and hats and stuff. But Jamie had sent me an email, hey, listen, I dropped something off for you at the shop. Now, I was away for 2 weeks after the 4th. I don't even remember the dates, but 2 full weeks I was camping. And I was in Massachusetts camping, and I was driving back and forth for work, checking on the house. My parents were here. We were in the camper. And when I'm in that mode, when I'm in work mode and family mode, when I get home and it's just one or the other, I kind of check out, and I checked out of my RC Icons email. So any of you guys that emailed me those first 2 weeks of July and I didn't respond right away, that's why. And I answered all the emails at this point in time and told everybody the situation, and everybody's obviously cool with it. But I felt real bad because I'm like, Jamie, dude, I've been gone for 2 weeks. I'm just seeing this now. I hope it's still there. I hope it's all right. You know, I'm thinking it's a t-shirt or something, right? I'm not thinking big or, it's like, for me, I'm a humble guy. I'm not thinking about that kind of stuff. So he's like, no, it's all set. It's safe. Just when you have the second, shoot over there. So immediately the next day I went over. Blows me away. So when you walk into Hobby Etc., they've got all kinds of kits laid out on shelves, right? And then they have a center island where they have like open box buys. People bought a car, wasn't what they thought, so they brought it back because they've got an unbelievable return policy and great customer service, right? So someone brings the kit back, hey, look, I'm really not satisfied with it. I ran it once or twice. They figure out a credit number that works for the both of them, and then they discount that out, right? So in the center is used cars, mostly Tamiya, builds that are for sale, whether it's a customer that has it on consignment or one of their own, or open box buys. When I walked in there the other day, there was 10 RC10Ts all stacked up in a pyramid. It looked unbelievable, right, in the boxes. So I forget that gentleman's name I was talking to, and I apologize if you're watching, but I'm like, Jamie dropped something off for me, and he's like, okay, and I'm like, RC Icons? He's like, oh yeah. He's like, the last one on the left. And I'm like, okay, what? He goes, the car bench, the last one on the left. So I looked over and I saw it, and literally my mouth hit the floor. So this is what was the last one on the left. 73 Bronco on the CR01 chassis. Now, he built this out of just a random CR01. It does not have the cliffhanger tires. Black and white, flat white with a shiny black body. Roof lights, headlights, tail lights, roof rack, metal. Right? And I'll walk over and show you here in a second. He's got gold and white beadlock wheels, and then he's got the axles and the shock mounts are all done. He painted them gold. So this is a show truck, right? And then he wrote in Vice Crawler Tamiya. He did the tire writing in silver, and it looks awesome. It looks awesome. So I'm gonna bring the I can't bring the camera over. I'm gonna bring the truck to the camera. He even did like not an interior, but he put like black panels in there so that you can't see through to the back. Just the attention to detail is just unbelievable. And Jamie, dude, you're a rock star. Like, seriously, unbelievable. Servos are in there. I can't remember if he's got an ESC in there or not. There's a motor in there. He's basically got it ready to rock and roll. So yeah, let me bring this over to you guys and we'll show it to you. So he's got it, it's flat white. So he basically painted the body black, but he did the flat white on the outside. Either that or he did white and then he did PS55 on those sections of the body. But he's got the roof lights. He's got the headlights. White and gold beadlocks. And then he did the axles in gold paint. And then the tops of the shock brackets are gold. I think the chassis is still silver. Yeah, chassis is still silver. It looks white in the camera. And then you can see he put like black cardboard or whatever in the driver's cockpit to kind of, so that you can't see through the truck. So just insane. And obviously this is a shelfer for me. Like, I'm not going to take this out and run it with the amount of time he has into it. So it does have an ESC, a 1060. So you can see the cardboard pieces there. He's got his tail lights and headlights set up. So he's got the chassis parts are painted white. He's got like diamond plate painted panels on there. He's got a 1060 in it. So it's basically set up and ready to go. I mean, it needs a receiver and that's it, and a battery. So super, super cool. You know, it's hard. I want to take it out and run it. And if I do run it, it's going to be a light run, like just up and down the driveway. But to be honest, like, I don't even want to get the tires dirty. I have crawlers. Like, I've got Axial SCX 10.3s and Traction Hobby 8 Scale Founder 2s and cantilevered suspension. See, like, I didn't even know Tamiya did the cantilevered suspension. You guys can't even see it, but it's cantilevered suspension. You can see it better on the back here for the shocks. So you have a cantilever arm right here. You can see it moving. So for the damper and the spring, it's both on that, it's like a double cantilever. So super awesome design. I've never seen the CR01 up front, so I mean, this thing's pretty badass. I don't know how capable it would be like up against today's crawlers, but for Tamiya to even do something like this, get back in front of you. But for Tamiya to even like do something like this, like an attempt at a crawler, I think it's totally out of their wheelhouse, to be completely honest. This isn't what they do. Like, if you're into crawling, then you know like Vanquish, and you know Element, Enduro, and you know Axial XCX, from the first one to the 2 to the 3, just unreal. Like, and now it's all locking, unlocking diffs, dig functions where only the front wheels are turning, and you can literally just snap a car around in a 180 in its own footprint. So the crawling industry is just, it's phenomenal. B, it's unbelievably what's the word I'm looking for? Innovative, where it's constantly progressing at a remarkable rate. I'm not even going to mention the Traxxas crawlers, to be honest, but you know, they have the industry in itself, RC four-wheel drive. I've got a custom Vanquish build that I've been working on. It's a C-Max frame with Vanquish portal axles, all metal. I've got, you know, Desert Racer quad shocks or quad dampers on it all the way around. From the ground up build, just super fun if you're a tinkerer to get the geometry right. I put a TRX4 2-speed transmission in it with an axe, with a easy run axe brushless system in there. Just unbelievable low end torque, proportional control. So yeah, super neat. But for Tamiya to do this, now granted this chassis was made eons ago when crawling was just kind of coming out, and they really never tried to revamp it and make it better. It was like, hey, this is our crawler, take it or leave it. But the first crawlers, when you go back and you look like 2008, 2007, when crawlers were first coming out, they would take the axles off of like the F350 or even the TLT one, that one that I built. You have the TXT one, which is the big one, and then you have the little TLT one. People were there. That's like a 1/10 axle. It's on that truck because it's supposed to be a 1/18 scale monster truck. It's really like a 1/10 crawler axle. So people were using those axles when crawlers first were like starting, before anyone was offering them. They were using those Tamiya axles for their crawlers, and I'm not sure if this. Now, obviously, the shocks are different, but I'm not sure if these axles kind of share any of that geometry or not with those models. But you know, they went out on a limb. They built this thing, and it's kick-ass. It's cool looking. I don't know how capable it is. Like I said, it was probably pretty capable for the time period that it came out, but up against what's out today, forget it. Like, it doesn't stand a chance. And now you've got competition crawlers that are MOA, right? Motor on axle, no gearbox, real low center of gravity. But it's an expensive deal. Like, some of the crawlers are huge money. I know my 1/8 scale traction hobby crawler, and I believe they're the only ones really doing 8 scale. I know now they make an SCX6, and FMS I think does a 6 scale, or Reliarlo does a 1/7 scale. So the bigger crawlers are coming into the market. But Traction was doing 8 scale crawlers long before any of these other companies started doing the 6 scale stuff, and they are absolutely epic. My Traction, now you can only buy them through asiatees.com, which is a Chinese online hobby shop. They sell a bunch of other stuff, but I think either Traction is owned by Asia Tees, or Asia Tees is the sole distributor of Traction. But they're like, I'm not going to say they're cheap. They're like $700 or $800 for a kit. Now it comes ready to run, and the things are absolutely unbelievable. 2-wheel, 4-wheel drive, remote locking diffs, front and rear, dig functions, high-low transmission. It's got like an 8-channel radio, and everything does something. Fully lit up, all metal portal axle, brass wheel weights. I mean, it's the whole 9 yards. So the crawling industry, like, that's what got me back in RC back in 2018. It amazes me how innovative it is. It's like every day it just is getting better and better and better. And on the sidelines, Caleb and I haven't crawled. We're going on a 5-day camping trip where all we're going to do is crawl. But it's been 2 years probably since we fired any of these rigs up, so we got them all ready to go today. And I don't know where I'm going with this. Like, the video is about Jamie's build, but I do have a spot in my heart for crawlers. If you guys aren't into it, too slow, or I don't understand it, you should give it a try. I will tell you, if you want to give it a try and you want a unit that is capable, and I'm not sure if they even sell it anymore, but Viterra, which is owned by Horizon Hobby, makes the Viterra Ascender. And I had bought 2 K5 Blazers back in 2018. They're kits that you put together. Those trucks are absolutely awesome. They can be modified 101 different ways, but they're cheap. They're like, I think it was like $250. So on those same lines as what one of these would cost. I had picked up one for David and one for Caleb, and they've taken those trucks right down into the frame and rebuilt them 17 different ways. Sound kit, no sound kit, portal axles, no portal axles, you know. And those things just go anywhere. And it's short money considering some of the alternatives. Like a RC four-wheel drive will run you 700 to 1,000, right? A Vanquish, they have cheaper ones, but you know, a high-end Vanquish going to run you the same thing. What I'm saying is it doesn't have to be expensive. You can buy one that's fairly affordable, that's unbelievably capable. Now this one is what I would consider affordable in a crawler market, or what, you know, what it's up against, but I don't know how capable it is against some of the newer stuff. So yeah, that's the end of that. I apologize if I was controversial in any way, shape, or form. Didn't mean to be. So Jamie, dude, I can't thank you enough. I did send Jamie out an invitation along with Victor. Gonna try to get them down to the track sometime this fall to turn some laps. I want it to be after my parents are gone so that they can kind of check out the studio and maybe put some cars in their hands that they've never been able to have in their hands before. So hopefully we'll catch a video later on this year and you guys can meet Jamie firsthand, and Victor as well. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. I apologize if I kind of rambled. I do love crawling. I do. It's cool as hell. The things that these trucks are capable of just absolutely blows me away every time I go out. And you'll see in some of these running videos that are going to come up. I'm going to try not to have them air on Saturday and Wednesday. They're going to be like bonus videos where I just throw one in on a Thursday or a Tuesday. You guys are going to be like, oh, hey, Keith released a video today. And it's going to be one of the videos from this 5-day trip where we're taking the Killer Crawler 2 out. So yeah, some cool stuff coming. So yeah, if you're not already a subscriber, I'd ask you to consider subscribing to support the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think. What do you think of the CR01? I know, John Foster just finished doing his rock soccer. He did it in green. The thing looks unbelievable. If you guys don't know John, absolutely check out his channel. I'm going to link John's channel. I just sent him an Optima kit. He's going to be building that on his channel soon. But I'm going to link John Foster's channel just because he did a great job with his rock soccer, which is the same chassis. So if you guys are interested in seeing a build, go check out John. And I'm also going to link Hobby Etc's web address in the description if you guys want to check out what Hobby Etc has to offer. Use their search bar. If you need parts, they have tons and tons and tons of parts. It's unreal. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Until next time, we'll see you soon. Thanks.